Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the season finale of Warrior. If you're going to bow, bow low. And this is going to be the last review I do for Warrior because, to be honest with you, I almost fell asleep watching this episode. I mean, it was not really that engaging at all. It was kind of like going through the story beats and I'm like, I'm really not interested in this. I mean, there were some good fight scenes towards the end, but it was just very little, and it's just like, I don't need I don't need it to completely revolve around the action, but I do need engaging characters and engaging stories. And there's certain seeds of certain characters and certain stories that would be exciting and engaging, but they're just not executed properly to really retain my attention. So that is what it is. So we mainly go throughout the episode seeing that Asam is now working as a Chinese laborer, taking jobs wherever he can, and we see him going through this daily, sharing a bed with a dude, trading off shifts. We see Chow doing that kind of work and everything, and noticing him doing this work, and that's about it for the beginning. Being like, oh, he's completely broken and everything, which we kind of already saw. So it's like, okay. We also see that Lee is in the hospital for over a week, and Bill's been watching over him. His wife's worried about him, comes and talks to him about it. He's trying to figure out what to do, and talking to Lee and showing that he actually cares about him. Let's see. Let's just divide these into the biggest chunks. We see Awesome pretty much moping and doing the usual kind of work that Chinese laborers would be able to do, but he's got better skills and everything and what he can do. We do Bill having to deal with his whole Feng Hai thing. We see Mai Ling dealing with her Feng Hai thing. We see Penny dealing with Mercer and Buckley, and then it all kind of converges at the end. Let's see. Let's just deal with the Bill stuff first, because the awesome stuff is the better of everything. He's pretty much just trying to make up for what happened to Lee, goes and tries to shake down the Feng Hai, but of course he's only able to shoot one dude before the leader dude comes in and says, hey, I don't want your money, and essentially gets him to become his new debt collector. That's about it. I mean, granted, there's more things that kind of happen, but not much of consequence. That's it. He's able to see Lee wake up. He just lies to him that he hasn't been able to get to whatever the person is that did this to him, and then they go off to patrol Chinatown at the end of the episode. While, of course, Bill is collecting debts for the Feng Hai and talking about the White Mountain and all that shit. That's it. Let's see. This then leads to the Feng Hai pretty much screwing over Mai Ling. Well, Mai Ling is able to ratify the new opium thing with Father June. She's like, hey, this is only in our territory. Like, hey, you just fucking deal with it. And you step out of line, I'm taking your fucking head on this table, pretty much. Of course, Young June's like, that's kind of, you kind of already fucked yourself, but what do we know? As we see that she's like dealing with the Feng Hai, they're pretty much messing around with the cops, which leads to a crackdown and then taking out Longzi, Feng Hai, and Hop Wei. Mai Ling tries to put the lay down on him, but he takes her outside and shows that he's got more people and pretty much is ready to take out her people, and then we're renegotiating this partnership. It's like he only did it to get into the opium business, showing that the same kind of tactics she used has been used against her and screwed her completely. And she's also trying to deal some stuff with Buckley because Buckley's like, hey, I kinda don't want you to be at peace. Do your war thing. While also trying to do thinly veiled threats of like, hey, a mile and a half, like half a mile outside of this place, you ain't nobody. It's like, whatever. So she's pretty much in a very bad spot. Awesome's doing his stuff, being a day laborer. Young Jun tries to get him back in the hopway. He's like, no, because your people weren't there for me afterwards. I was there for you. And we've shown that he's rejecting the hopway way. So you're thinking, hey, he might try and find out another way. He has a nice conversation with Chow, where he gives him his backstory, how he was going to be coming to America, but he got diverted to Cuba and pretty much a slave for 11 years, but he was able to get out. And he knows about Awesome's skill set, and you're like, you're a warrior. There are two paths. You get killed or you get better. And everybody gets knocked on their ass, gets their ass kicked. It happens. Trying to get him to understand it. It's like, tell me about the job. So this is where it kind of dovetails into with Leary. We see that we have this weird pointless, not pointless, it's only pointless up until the end. We see these two black guys come into the Irish bar. They were not about to be served, but of course Leary lets them be served. As you know, at first you're thinking he's being nice and everything, but he's like, hey, you know what you were doing coming in here, now get your drinks and get the hell out. And then he sees one of his worker buddies that he got from Mercer, says that, hey, I don't have a job anymore. Goes in, sees everything that's going on, that they've got Chinese laborers now, and he's pissed off and tries to get Mercer to acquiesce, but of course, Penny's telling him about the margins and everything, and he's like, I know more about the books. It's like, obviously you don't, because she's trust the people that know the numbers and can look at the numbers regardless of the source. It's like, you aren't good at business. I mean, you got fucking bluffed. You didn't even look into anything else. You only trusted Buckley. It's like, what the fuck? You know what Buckley was doing, and Buckley's shit is so like, it's like watching season 8 of Game of Thrones. I was gonna say stupid Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones itself turned into stupid Game of Thrones. God, this is the weirdest of fucking timelines. However, of course, he's like, you're gonna fix it, Mercer's like, I'm whatever. But, of course, he really doesn't. We see that Awesome gets thrown into there. Penny sees that he's working there. Like, hey, you could be an interpreter and everything and be working with the foreman with your skills and everything. Oh, this is my stuff. Screw off, pretty much, and then doing his thing. So, of course, Leary's like, I am not going to take to this kindly. And before this happens, Penny's able to talk to Buckley to try and get more people to help protect her business. And, of course, we see that Leary decides to threaten Buckley, and he, of course, puts on a brave face, but then, of course, throws up afterwards like this dude was about to shank my ass. That's not important. Well, this leads Buckley to him getting his peeps together to go and take on the Chinese laborers, and they wear masks that don't even, I'm like, everybody knows who you are. It's almost like the Red Dead effect. Now, granted, it works more in Red Dead 2 because you're not usually a native around those parts. Leary lives there. All of his Irish workers live there. What the fuck? But he goes in, rounds them up, starts smashing people's hands. Awesome's like, fuck this shit. We get pretty good fight scene. He like breaks the dude's arm off the bat. Starts like doing some kick-ass moves. Breaks a sledgehammer with a kick. We see a dude that gets caught on fire. And he's able to kind of fend him off for a little bit, but then of course Leary sees what's going on. He also sees that Mercer was trying to load a gun but has a heart attack. I don't know if he's dead or not, but he ain't happy. And Leary comes down and we get a cock tease of a fight. Leary does land a really good punch on Awesome, and they start going at it a little bit. It's interesting seeing them kind of try and acclimate to the different styles. Leary is more of a boxer kind of fighter, and then of course Awesome with his martial arts. It's really kind of different to try and figure out the different styles of attack and defense with those different moves in play. And of course Leary's able to kind of grab his leg, and you're thinking he's going to like break it or something, but he does this, Awesome does this kick that like really takes him out. Well, not takes him out, but shakes him. We see that Leary is someone that can take a lot of punishment, because he landed a good couple blows that didn't really faze him too much, but they're looking at each other. He's like, I'll be looking out for you. And he's like, same on you. As the cops come in, and for some reason start chasing Awesome. It's like, what the fuck is going on with this shit? Let's see. We did that. We also see towards the end of the episode Sword Girl doing her sword things, and Troy's like watching her do it, and then just lets her do her thing. You see Penny takes over the business and starts dealing with that because her father is either dead or out of commission. And we see that Awesome comes to Atoy and like brought a gift to her to thank her for the care. Brought these Irish guys that were breaking the people's hands. She's like, oh, kind of like this hammer. And we're led to believe that they're probably going to get their hands smashed in or something like that. But it's probably going to be like their heads or whatnot. And Awesome is like, hey, I want to help you with this fight, even if we lose. And he's like, I'm getting accustomed to losing. And you think that he's just going to be working with Atoy. I'm like, oh, this is a pretty good partnership. And we find out that he's accepted to be back in the Hopway. And we see young June and they're just walking down in their Hopway outfits. And I'm like, I thought you'd be doing more of what like Toy would be doing. Now, granted, she's gone straight as murder shit. I would think that Toy and Awesome would team up together. He would kind of balance her out, and they would be a more effective fighting team. But evidently, we're just still doing the tongue stuff. It would have been interesting to have Awesome be kind of a third party out there on his own, dealing with stuff and trying to fuck with everybody's shit to try and get into a better kind of peaceful balance or whatnot. I don't know. I don't know where any of these stories are going. Now, granted, not like in an exciting kind of way. It's more like I don't care kind of way. It's like all scattered and nothing's really coming together too much. Too many plates are in play and too many plates that I don't give a crap about to keep me interested. So that's pretty much all I have to say for the series of Warrior. Those are my opinions on the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.